Hey guys, it is December 3rd, 2021, lesson 63 in A Course in Miracles student workbook, Let Me Not Forget My Function. So, this is a trial and error kind of process. We're always going to forget where we're at. We're going to fall back in our patterns and our bad habits. We're going to fall in the drama, the realization of our limitations, blame others, and as we start to forgive ourselves and others and God, then it allows us to create space to embed better habits, positive reinforcement within our thoughts and our feelings, and also allowing us to feel at ease with where we're at in the world. Because when we're looking at the function that we're bringing, we're trying to bring peace through us, right? Peace is inner peace. And with the inner peace that allows us to manifest that in the world. So I was watching Cobra Kai, right, the show on Netflix, and there was a little flashback, I think on the third Karate Kid, with Daniel-san, where he's fighting to the death with Chozen, okay? So Chozen had this resentment because he lost his honor. And this is very traditional in Asian cultures in Japan and in Korea, where your honor is everything, okay? That's why they're very traditional and very submissive at the same time. Because what occurs is that honor is pride, right? And we look at cultures that are very prideful, and pride cometh before a fall. So when we're looking at the Bible, we see that when we are so prideful, we're hubris, and it does not allow us to see what's in front of us. We become very selfish and inconsiderate and not grateful. So what happened was that he was very shameful and guilty, and he wanted to kill himself. And that's what happens with a lot of people, because the reality that they thought and felt isn't anymore. It's an illusion. So once that reality dissipates, the cloud of illusion and fantasy, you are brought down to the reality of gravity of what is reality, and you have to work from rock bottom. Now, rock bottom allows you to actually think. A lot of people go through this as they're going to jail, or they fail in life, right? And that happens a lot. So shame and guilt are emotions that are under apathy. So you're looking at ACFLAP, your apathy, fear, lust, anger, pride. Same thing as your 7 sins: greed, hate, envy, sloth, gluttony, pride, and lust. Same thing, because you're missing the points. That's what sin is in the Latin root. Now, when we are looking at the world, we are choosing to decide that we want to see things differently. I choose to see things differently. Because now we're seeing that there's meaning in life through our actions, through our good deeds, through the work that we do every single day, through the experiences that we have, and the people that we meet, and also how our attitude is with every single moment that we are suffering. So the holographic matrix, or whatever you want to call it, this interaction is God. Once again, the person-environment transaction says you can influence your environment as much as your environment can influence you. So once we're taking that, we have to take in consideration every single time that we wake up and every time that we go to sleep, because nothing is promised within this world. So if you're not being grateful, then it's very clear that's going to show within your own life. So in the lesson, it says, let me not forget my function, because your function is to bring peace through this conduit. You are the middle ground, and the thoughts and feelings are the inner world, the outer world is the results, and action is the bridge, and that is what you are. You are the product of action, of love. So when you are trying to substitute your mind for God's, then of course you feel like God has betrayed you, and most oftentimes this comes through childhood trauma, where we have some resentment towards our parents. So you repeat, let me not try to substitute mine for God's. Let me forgive and be happy. So we choose to be happy. right? Because once we're understanding that it took 13.8 billion years to have this moment with you, that there are elements outside of our power, external factors and external powers that have brought this to us. Now we allow ourselves to respect and honor the moment that's in front of us, because it's the only moment that is experienced by us. It's idiosyncratic, and everyone else is having their own moments, although they're not conscious and aware of it. So when we are looking at that the universe created creation and not us, then we bestow the responsibility back into God's hands, which means that we are letting go of control so we can have control. Every single moment is unfolding in front of you and is asking something of you. So going back to Viktor Frankl's idea, ask not what the meaning of life is, let life ask you what the meaning of life is. So we do that once again, as I repeat it, through our actions, through our work, through the experiences that we have, through the people that we meet, and our attitudes. So as it took you 13.8 billion years to even be created to get to this point, right? Now you're honoring it even more, because now you're being present with everything that is unfolding. You are part of this moment and not the cause of it. It is the only moment that you are experiencing it, right? This is your moment. No one has ever had that moment, because the universe does not repeat itself. So Michael Singer, the author of The Surrender Experiments and The Untethered Soul, highly recommendable reads, uses the Kennedy as don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Ask not what the moment in front of you can do for you, ask what you can do for the moment in front of you, because now you are interacting once again with the field, and the field will allow you to manifest exactly what you want, because now we're creating attractor patterns. So if there's billions of bits of information, and you want to be a certain type of person in the world, our subconscious mind is a magnet, and it's going to find the genetic sequence within ourselves to match the universal genetic code to match that. There are billions of combinations that we can use to make that possible. The only thing is that what is stopping you is you and your traumas, because what is seeking you is what you're seeking, right? Your soul doesn't get it wrong, ever. Your soul is never wrong. So as we become more grateful, we allow ourselves to empty ourselves and let our cup overfloweth. And it allows you to just be happier, because you choose to be happy instead of miserable. And as we learned, misery is rooted in the ego, and happiness, and the more we feel happy and the more we let go of all this that is not us, allows us to be ourselves, be and continue becoming, because we are the product of evolution, and evolution is creation witnessing itself.